No fighter on the UFC roster has had a more impressive last 70 days or so than Khamzat. The Chechen-born Swede racked up 3 wins in just 66 days, a UFC record since making his debut on Fight Island this past summer, absorbing a total of 2 strikes in his fights with John Phillips, Rhys McKee and, last weekend, Gerald Mearshart. Khamzat has thus far bounced between welterweight and middleweight and has signaled that he intends to chase world titles in both divisions, hinting that he doesn't see much danger in prospective matchups with Kamaru Usman and Israel Adesanya. Of course. Why not? Khamzat said of taking on both champions, via Manad. I did hard work for that. I'm ready. Both divisions. If I do my hard work, nobody's a challenge for me. I'm going to stop both guys. Adesanya, though, doesn't see much of a challenge against a 9-0 Khamzat despite not yet seeing him fight. I don't even know the guy, I haven't seen his fights yet, Adesanya said. I saw the presser and he was just talking shit. He was just casting his net. Have you seen him fight? Ratlip? Meh. Tim said he fought low-level competition, he added. So he thinks I'm an easy fight, that's interesting. I mean, everyone does this when they're coming up, casting the net wide. Yeah, keep casting. Of course, any fighter between Adesanya and Khamzat appears to be something which could happen down the line, but not in the immediate future. Khamzat is linked to a fight with Maia and a fight which would be a thorough test of his ground credentials, while Adesanya defends his middleweight title against Paulo Costa in Abu Dhabi this weekend. Wins for both in these fights would certainly move a potential bout between the two one step closer, but one feels there are several hurdles which must first be cleared to make this a possibility. Just hours after Stephen Thompson issued his first ever social media call-out, Khamzat has called for Wonderboy to disregard Leon Edwards and fight him instead. Thompson took to Twitter on Tuesday to send Edwards a very polite challenge to a fight, writing, "All due respect to Leon Edwards, which I have a lot for you, I have been saying I would like to fight you for a while now. It makes sense and would be a great matchup. I think that was my first Twitter call-out ever. Man, that felt weird." Edwards, the top welterweight contender who has been unable to secure a fight for much of the last year, hasn't yet responded, but Khamzat butted into the exchange, telling Wonderboy to fight him instead. "We fighting next," Khamzat wrote. "Let's go. Leave Leon alone." Dan Hooker would love to be the guy to introduce former Bellator star Michael Chandler into the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Chandler has been signed by MMA's premier promotion to act as backup for the upcoming lightweight title fight between Khabib and Justin. Should that title shot not emerge for Chandler and Khabib and Justin actually make it to the cage on fight night, Hooker would love to instead be the one to welcome Chandler to his new home and then help him leave it. It's hard to know how much stock the UFC are putting into someone that's coming from another organization, but for him to now be signed to the organization, being the fill-in for the title shout, now I know, Hooker said, speaking to Submission Radio. Now I'm certain of how much stock the UFC are putting a lot of stock in on this kid, so I would love to be the guy that welcomes him to the UFC, knees his chin off, and send him back to the B-leagues. Not that there's any disrespect from Hooker, who's seen Chandler's epic battles in Bellator which aren't too dissimilar from his own, he just thinks the UFC is the big leagues that Chandler won't be ready for. He's game. He's good, he's game, he's a quality fighter, Hooker said. That's not any knock on his skill or any knock on his ability, I just feel we're a different caliber. He's going to be welcomed to a different caliber of fighter. Just let me welcome the kid. You want to bring him over, I'm a top 5 fighter and I'm putting my hand up and say that I'm gonna give him an opportunity and welcome him to the UFC.